Should you only sell a single product on your high-ticket dropshipping store? Let's talk about it in this video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you are new, subscribe for daily high-ticket dropshipping content. And if you are someone that is serious about building a high-ticket dropshipping business in 2025, I recommend checking out my program. The link is in the description below. I am just a couple days away from releasing my new second course for high-ticket dropshipping in 2025. It is brand new. It is up to date. It includes AI. It includes SEO. It includes lots of different tools that the first course did not include, and it is up with the times from niche research all the way to scaling your business. So if you get the current course at the current price, you will be grandfathered in at no additional cost to the new course. So if you're someone that's serious about building a high ticket dropshipping business this year, I recommend getting in now and saving some money. Because the course will be going up in price once it goes live, the new course. So let's talk about how many products you should carry on your website, or how many product types. This is actually a really common question that I get. Basically the question is, should I only be niched down to one product type? And I think a lot of people conflate both niche and product. And I think of them as two different things. So a niche I look at as an umbrella of products. You know, you have the medical niche, you have the industrial air conditioning niche. And within those niches, you have, sometimes many different product types that are closely related to each other. And then, you have smaller niches too, where they're smaller, like the greenhouse niche. There aren't really all that many product types within the greenhouse niche, but I would say within the outdoor gardening niche, greenhouses are one of, those product types. So there's big niches, and there's sub niches within those niches, and then there's just singular product types. And the question is, how many should you carry? How broad should you go on your website? And overall, I don't think there is a one-size-fits-all answer. If I had to give a blanket answer, I would say go broader than just a single product type. But don't go so broad to where you're not coming off as a specialist in any given product. So the problem with niching down to just a single product type is that if it doesn't work, you're kind of screwed. And then you have to start all over and go in a different direction. You have no ability to pivot, especially if you name your whole business after a particular product type that you're selling. So, if you go into a super saturated space like massage chairs and you name your business massagechairsdepot.com, and you get suppliers for your massage chairs, and then it turns out it's a really competitive space and people aren't necessarily buying from you because there's just so many competitors. Maybe you get a conversion every now and then, but you certainly can't dominate the space. And now you've named your whole freaking business, massage chairs. Well, you've kind of pigeonholed yourself into this corner where you can't really pivot. You have to start over entirely. Okay. Now, then the other opposite end of the spectrum is going so broad to where you're just like this, I see it all the time, like a general home amenity store, like bathtubs and kitchen appliances and air conditioning units and saunas and steam rooms and cold plunges and fitness equipment, like an all-encompassing like home stuff. And those websites, I'm not saying it's impossible to do well, but it's a lot harder to do well because you don't come off as an authority or a specialist in any one of those spaces. The companies that do really well as generalists are Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmart and Target and what have you. They're big box companies that they can get away with being generalists and not specialists. And us as high ticket dropshippers, our angle needs to be that we are specialists in whatever niche that we go into. And so let's talk about a single product niche then, because you might be thinking, well, if I carry a single product, I'm definitely coming off as a general or as a specialist in that space. And And I think one edge of the sword of carrying just a single product type on your website, maybe you have a bunch of suppliers for just greenhouses, and you kind of you make your whole business around greenhouses, and greenhouses do well, and your business ends up doing really well because you come off as like the authority in the space for greenhouses. That's where it can work. Okay. I'm not saying it never can or never will. I'm just saying if you're kind of weighing the probabilities and you want to give yourself as much flexibility as possible in the long term, going so niche down, at least with like your business name, isn't going to do you a whole lot of favors, in my opinion, unless it ends up working out for you. And I'm just speaking on behalf of a good friend of mine who sold greenhouses, and her entire niche, her entire website it had the word greenhouse in the name. And she ended up doing $100,000 kind of right off the bat per month, and scaling all the way up to like over $300,000 in a single month. Okay. So that's where it can work. But like I said, if you just want to give yourself enough flexibility, it's like, yes, you can start with a single product type, but I would say maybe the more important thing is naming the business and branding the business in a way that allows you to expand beyond just a single product type. And so that's when it comes to scaling. And I made a recent video on my YouTube about scaling your business, and like the hardest thing to do on the front end is identifying what sells. And I guess you find out much quicker than other businesses might if you only carry one product type, does it sell or not? But the good thing about carrying other product types is that then you can turn to those and see if those work. Or maybe during a certain part of the year, one of your product lines does way better than the other. So you don't have like this dip necessarily in revenue. You can pick it up with another product that you actually carry. So the point being, when it comes to choosing a niche, I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is choose something with as many suppliers and as many individual product types that you can, that are like very closely related. The medical niche, like medical equipment niche, is kind of the example that comes to mind. I'm not saying I would recommend going into that niche these days. I think it's gotten pretty competitive. But just as an example, there are so many different companies, so many different manufacturers in that space, and so many different product types, from patient lifts to wheelchairs to scooters to beds to mattresses, all these things manufactured by different suppliers. And so it kind of leaves you with hundreds of keywords that you can work on your SEO and organically rank for over the course of time. It gives you a lot of different options. And not every single keyword in that space, even though maybe the space as a whole is competitive, there are probably some low difficulty keywords within there. And so, if you kind of go in blindly to this thing and you take some program, some high ticket dropshipping program that tells you, oh, you can do any niche, it's kind of just a plug and play thing and it'll work. I can't tell you how many students have entered my program and told me, in my previous program, that was kind of their mentality. And my mentor actually told me to go, out of 50 niches I was looking at, he recommended I choose massage chairs. And I'm like, my God, why on God's green earth would he tell you to choose massage chairs? All you have to do is do some basic SEMrush data searching, and you'll see you will not make any progress in that space. It's going to be a waste of money in Google Ads, and you're never going to be able to organically rank with how many players there are in the space from an SEO perspective. Like that kind of stuff. It's like, I'll say it's much harder to find the niches that will be grand slams. It is way easier to find niches that just will not work at all. From the number of competitors that there are in the space to the keyword difficulty, there are just a lot of things that really indicate maybe this is not a good niche. So I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. But the whole point of this video is I kind of wanted to have a discussion around the difference between niche and product, because again, they're two different things. People get them conflated all the time. When I'm talking about niches and the way that I approach high ticket drop shipping is I'm thinking kind of industry first, and then within that industry, multiple product types. So I have the maximum flexibility. Ideally, all of them sell. Maybe I go with an initial idea and that one doesn't turn out, it sells so well, and then I can pivot to other options, and it turns out that they do sell. So hope that was a valuable discussion. As always, let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about on the channel. Again, I'm uploading daily content about high ticket dropshipping. I'll be doing screen shares. I'll be doing podcasts soon with my co-instructor Lisa Whaley about SEO and what it does and what it means for high ticket dropshipping. Soon I will actually be releasing like a daily email that you can subscribe to for free. And it's kind of going to be like the morning brew, but it's just going to be about high ticket dropshipping and just my thoughts on a particular topic, whether it's like the implications of the new presidential administration in the United States, tariffs, current markets, or just a general topic about high ticket dropshipping. I'm going to be coming out with that in the coming weeks. I think that would be an interesting thing. Whether you're already a member of my program or you just kind of want to get some cool entrepreneurship e-commerce thoughts in your inbox every morning. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.